I really want to emphasize the importance of people really putting some effort into researching the history and the impacts of the Indian boarding schools. A lot of effort went into keeping this history from the general public's knowledge. And because of that, it hindered so much progress in the ability for the indigenous communities to be able to heal from the damages that were caused. Simply put, not enough people know and not enough people understand. This article on my link page mentions my friend Deborah Parker. She has been an advocate for boarding school survivors for many years. She's a citizen of the Tulalip tribe, and she was at the testimony hearing for Bill H.R. 5444 for the Truth and Healing Commission. There is a great urgency to collect these testimonies now. With elders passing away, the truth is being lost. If we don't gather these stories and information now, we will never have their stories. And unfortunately, there were so many who never came home. The trauma of the boarding school era led many families to keep their experiences secret. They didn't want us to feel hurt by what happened to them. They didn't want us to carry that trauma. And historically, even if survivors did tell their story, they were often not believed and ignored. As I mentioned before, she testified at the hearing in Washington, D.C. The first hearing of many that are coming, and it granted the commission the authority of subpoena to collect records as religious organizations and local governments are often reluctant to share. As I mentioned in a past video, there are small groups within different religious organizations that are working with the tribes in order to make records available. In a lot of cases, the archivists are indigenous themselves. This article as well hits some points that I want to mention. This is the first time in history that the U.S. mainstream media has reported on the United States Indian boarding school history. This quote from Jody here, I can't pronounce her last name, I'm so sorry. It's historic and monumental. I would challenge anyone to find the United States talking about federal Indian boarding schools. Jody previously served under Barack Obama and wrote several speeches and presentations for the president and his administration. She tried to put material on boarding schools in speeches and tried to get the president to mention them, but every time the Justice Department asked her to remove the content. The federal government admitting it was wrong comes with consequences. The biggest component of this admittance is liability. Now people can sue the federal government.